In this video, we'll explore what dopamine is, how it affects your brain and behavior, and how you can use the concept of dopamine detoxing to regain control over your life. Whether you're struggling with addiction or simply want to reduce the amount of time you spend on your phone or social media, this video is for you. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a critical role in the brain's reward system. When you engage in pleasurable activities, such as eating delicious food or engaging in sexual activity, your brain releases dopamine, which creates a feeling of pleasure and reward. This motivates you to seek out those activities again in the future, reinforcing the behavior. However, in today's world, we're bombarded with constant sources of dopamine. From the endless stream of notifications on our phones to the non-stop entertainment of social media and video games, we're constantly getting a dopamine hit. This can lead to addiction and a lack of self-control, as we seek out more and more dopamine to satisfy our cravings. But there's a way to break free from this cycle, and it's called dopamine detoxing. Essentially, dopamine detoxing involves taking a break from all sources of dopamine for a period of time, in order to reset your brain's reward system, and regain control over your behavior. During a dopamine detox, you will eliminate all sources of pleasure and reward, including social media, video games, junk food, drugs, and alcohol. You also avoid activities that typically release dopamine, such as shopping or gambling. Instead, you'll focus on low dopamine activities, such as reading, exercising, or spending time in nature. So, how do you go about doing a dopamine detox? Well, there are a few key steps that you can follow to make the process easier and more effective. Step 1. Set a goal. The first step is to set a clear goal for your dopamine detox. This could be a specific amount of time, such as a week or a month, or it could be a specific goal that you want to achieve, such as reducing your phone usage or quitting smoking. Whatever your goal is, make sure it's clear and specific so that you have something to work towards. Step 2. Prepare for the detox. The next step is to prepare for the detox. This might involve setting up some new habits or routines to replace your old dopamine-seeking behaviors. For example, you might start a new exercise routine, take up a new hobby, or spend more time with friends and family. It's also important to plan for any challenges or obstacles that you might face during the detox. For example, if you know that you have a particularly stressful week coming up at work, you might want to plan some extra self-care activities to help you manage your stress without relying on dopamine. Step 3. Eliminate sources of dopamine. Once you've set your goal and prepared for the detox, it's time to start eliminating sources of dopamine. During your detox, you'll want to eliminate all sources of pleasure and reward from your life. This includes social media, video games, junk food, drugs, and alcohol. You also want to avoid activities that typically release dopamine, such as shopping or gambling. This might sound daunting, but it's important to remember that the goal of the detox is to reset your brain's reward system. By eliminating all sources of dopamine, you'll give your brain a chance to recalibrate and start responding to natural rewards again. Step 4. Focus on low dopamine activities. Once you've eliminated sources of dopamine, it's time to focus on low dopamine activities. These are activities that don't release as much dopamine but can still provide a sense of pleasure or satisfaction. Examples of low dopamine activities include reading, exercising, spending time in nature, or cooking a healthy meal. By focusing on low dopamine activities during your detox, you'll start to retrain your brain to find pleasure in natural rewards again. Over time, you'll find that you don't need constant sources of dopamine to feel happy and fulfilled. Step 5. Practice self-care. Finally, it's important to practice self-care during your dopamine detox. This might involve taking a relaxing bath, meditating, getting a massage, or simply taking some time to yourself. Self-care activities can help to reduce stress and anxiety, which can make it easier to stick to your detox and avoid the temptation to seek out dopamine. And that's it. By following these 5 steps, you can successfully complete a dopamine detox and break free from your addictions. Remember, the key is to set a clear goal, prepare for the detox, eliminate sources of dopamine, focus on low dopamine activities, and practice self-care. If you're struggling with addiction or simply want to reduce your reliance on dopamine, give dopamine detoxing a try. You might be surprised at how much better you feel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Please like, share and subscribe the channel if you got some information from the video.